is the last lesson. If there is anybody who's joining us for the very first time, we are doing the last lesson that we have on finance. And today we're going to be challenging ourselves a little bit by learning something new. It's actually quite simple, but when we learn about it, we're going to be looking at what happens, when money doesn't actually sit for as long as 3 years or 7 years. We're going to look at what that looks like. But to get us started, I've taken this from one of the National Grade 10 papers. So this is question 7. I want you guys to read question 7.1. Okay. Here, and I want you guys to answer the question when you're ready. Hello, Palisa. Hello. All right, and when you're done answering the question, guys, pop your favorite chat, your favorite emoji in the chat, not your favorite chat in the emoji. The English is not Englishing. Yes, pop your favorite emoji in the chat. Hi, Leah. What's going on? No worries, Nonjabulo, welcome. Hello, Amogelang. I feel like everybody's just a few minutes late today. It's a little jarring. Most of you guys are normally here on time. Faith, is that you can't see the question or you can't see anything at all? Who's Zoom user? It's not Offense. Offense is in the other class. Zoom user, hello. Who are you? Hi, Abigail. Hi, Yandisa. No worries. Oh, at this point, it feels like everybody in the country has just had load shedding. Feels like the whole country was off the grid. How, guys? Walk one. Oh, okay. All right, my sweetie. No worries. Okay. I'm going to give everybody 1 more minute. It's not that difficult a question. Ah, hi, Entle. Because we couldn't see your name, Entle, so we were like, who is the user? Hi, Entle. All right, peeps, I'm going to answer this question really quickly. I know, Entle, you have a twin, you do. If anybody wants to venture to answer this question, please, you can raise your hand. If not, I'm going to jump straight into the answer because I want us to move through quite a few of these. List of Peanut, who passed last week quiz. Yes, true, Slate Beans, true. Okay. All right, let's read the scenario that they've given us over here. It says Zach likes to travel. He saved 5,000 Rand as spending money for his vacation in Australia at the end of 2015. Zach looked up the exchange rate on the internet. Using the information in the table below, calculate how many Australian dollars Zach can buy for 5,000 Rand. Right, so we're going to go look for the Australian dollar, and we know that the Rand equivalent of 1 unit of currency for Australian dollar is 9 Rand and 52 cents. Okay, we're going to round it off to 2 decimal places. So we're first going to write this as a ratio. We know we want 1 Australian dollar, right, is to 9 Rand and 52 South African rands. Okay, so this is the Australian dollar, and this is the Rand. Okay. So 1 is to 9,52. Right. Now, I'm going to ask you guys, that 5,000, does it go under the Australian dollars or the rands? Which one? AUS or R? Where do we put that? Good, Mawande, that's it in Fundo. We're going to take it and put it on this side, 5,000. 1, 2, 3. Good. So we now need to find the comparison. But because we're going from down up, we're going up. What do we need to do to figure out the ratio over here? What is our move? Correct, Keegan. Beautiful. That's it. We're going to divide. We're going to divide. So we're going to take 5,000 divided by 9.52. How much do we get? I want to see if everybody's answer looks like mine. That's it, Caitlin. Hello, Caitlin. Beautiful. So we know over here that we divided and we got 525,21. Good. Which means when we go this way, we're also going to have to multiply because we're going down by 525,21. Nicole, I'm going to ask you to rephrase your question, my sweetie. I don't know what TFG stands for. It might be the oldie in me. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, sure, Abigail. Absolutely, we can do that. Okay, so this is going to be 525,21. All right, that is if we use the ratios. Now, if we use the fraction method, then we're going to put AUS, Australian dollars over rands, is equal to Australian dollars over rands. And then we're going to cross multiply. Okay, so I know I've got 1 Australian dollar over 9.52 rands is going to equal to, now we don't know what the Australian dollar is, so we're going to name that X over 5,000. And then we're going to cross multiply. We're going to cross multiply that way, and we're going to end up with 5,000 times 1 will give us 5,000 is equal to 9.25 times X is 9.52X. Right, and then I'm going to divide both sides by 9.52, divide by 9.52, right? Therefore, X will still be equal to the same thing. Therefore, X is equal to 525,21. You can even write it here. The answer is 525,21 Australian AU dollars. All right, give me a thumbs up if you guys managed to get that answer correct. This is one of the easier questions, so we should be getting it correct. It's pretty easy. All right. Okay, excellent. Excellent, excellent. Now let's look at this next set of questions. Hi, Leah. How are you doing, sweetie?
Hi, ma'am.
Thank you. Hi, my sweetie. What's up?
I'm good, and you? Ma'am, I just want to ask, like, when they taught me about finance about this table, ma'am, so like, is it possible or all of those numbers at the frequency of Australian, you compare the numbers like should I copy all of those numbers or into 2 decimal places or the 1 billion instruction?
Okay, so no matter what happens, but they're going to tell you that your answer should be rounded off to 2 decimal places because we're dealing with money. Okay, so even if it won't make a difference. The answer will still be the same. You can check. So take your 5,000, divide it by 9,1518518,569. Same answer. Same answer.
Number. Yes.
Exactly. So the answer is going to be the same because when it comes to money, we round off to 2 decimal places. Okay. Am I making sense?
Thank you.
All right, Masudi, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Hi, Sinobushe, what's up?
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, Masudi, what's up?
I'm good, ma'am. I would like to answer the next question.
Beautiful. Yes. Okay. Can I ask you, Sinobushe, to just, I'm going to ask you to leave your hand up. I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to try it themselves, and then we'll talk. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
All right, excellent. I love it when people volunteer. It's my favorite. All right, we're going to do polls 7.2.1 and 7.2.2. Remember to pop your favorite emoji in the chat when you're done. Okay, let's just go through the question very quickly so you guys will remember a couple of things. It says here, Zach plans to make another trip to Australia at the end of 2018. It is currently 2015. So don't forget that. It is currently 2015. And Zach wants to make another trip in 2018. Now it says, assume that the average annual rate of inflation in South Africa will be 6.1% over the next 3 years. In 2018, what amount of money will be equivalent to the value of 5,000 Rand now? Now, I want you guys to remember, we are calculating for inflation. What kind of interest do we calculate inflation over? What kind of interest? Correct, Buche and Mawande. Oh, you guys are on fire. That's it. Good. We're going to use compound interest. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes, guys. Try both questions. You've got 4 minutes for both 7.2.1 and 7.2.2. Okay. And then Sinoguhle, in 4 minutes, you're going to unmute for me and we're going to talk. Okay. Tanda, why the Portuguese flag? Like, what happened? Why are we Portuguese now? Why are we Portugal all of a sudden? Ah, love this. All right, peeps. 1 more minute. Some of these emojis are so cute. Tabelo, I love your little panda emoji. It's adorable. I didn't know we had panda emojis, but now I have to use it everywhere because it's just so cute. I'm going to steal it. All right, I think enough of us are done, so we can give Sinoguhle a chance to answer this question for us. All right, Sinoguhle, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. All right. So tell me, what are we going to do for 7.2.1?
We will use the compound interest.
Good. So that's A is equal to P open brackets 1 plus I to the power of N. All right. So substitute in for me.
Okay. So OP is 5,000 Rand.
So I'm going to write A equals 5,000.
Then open brackets. 1 plus 0,061.
Good.
Close brackets to the power of 3.
Beautiful. Good. Y to the power of 3.
It's because it's the number of years that were given.
Good. Right. It's because it's between 2015 and 2018. Good.
Yes.
Good. Okay. So what answer do we get for that?
We will get 5,971,95.
Beautifully done.
Right.
5,971,95. Beautifully done. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Beautiful. Are you ready to answer 7.2.2 as well?
Yo, ma'am, I haven't done 7.2.2.
Okay. All right. That's okay. All right. I'll ask somebody else to tackle that one for me. But thank you so much. Sinoguhle, on point. Like, did not miss a single beat. I love it. Beautifully done. 100%. So you just get all the marks. 3 marks in the bank, guys. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, guys, the finance section, you guys must clean up, guys. Clean up all the marks. We must just All of them. I love it. Okay, let's talk about 7.2.2. If I don't get a volunteer, I'm going to go through it very quickly, and let's see how the question goes. All right, so 7.2.2 says, Zach plans on investing equal amounts into a savings account on the 1st of December 2016 and on the 1st of December 2017 to have an accumulated amount of 5,980 by December 1st of 2018. All right, if this account earns interest at 9% per annum compounded annually, how much money should Zach deposit into the account on each occasion? Right, and I knew that somebody would probably say something like trial and error. Yeah, okay, fine, trial and error, yes. Okay, but here's the thing. What they actually want from you in this case is, how much is the interest? How much is interest, right? What they actually want to know from you is, how much is the interest? Now, we need to see how the 9% is actually going to affect the interest on interest in this case, because it's compounded, right? Interest on interest, right? So what we can do is we can treat our A, or our 5,980 not as our P value, but as what value? You're correct, and we can assume that it is. But because we don't know what the initial amount is, we're going to take 5,980 and we're going to put it as our correct, that's it, as the A value. Excellent. So we know that our A is going to equal something. Our P is going to be the thing that we're looking for. We have our I and we have our N as well, right? So if we can calculate for P, are we all comfortable with calculating for P? Give me a thumbs up if we all know how to calculate for P. Remember, this is compounded. It's compounded. All right. So we're going to use the compound formula, a compound interest formula, to work this out. So correct, Naledi, yes. But in this case, because we have the same interest rate for the 3 years, we don't particularly need to use a timeline. We would, to be honest with you, teacher Nels, this is actually a future value question, but because we don't do future value in grade 10, we're not going to complicate people's lives. Okay, so we're going to do it the traditional trial and error method. All right, okay, so we know that the formula is A is equal to P open brackets 1 plus I to the power of N. But I want P to be the subject of my formula. So how am I going to get rid of this 1 plus I to the power of N? How do I get rid of it, guys? Because I want P on its own on this side. Correct. That's it. Olarato, how do we do it?
Ma'am, you're gonna divide by 1 plus I to the power of N.
Beautiful, good. And if I do it on the right-hand side?
You do it on the left-hand side.
Correct. Beautiful. I plus to the power of N. All right. So I'm going to ask you, have you done the calculation already?
Not yet, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to give you a second and then maybe you can answer this one for us as well. Yeah? I'm going to hope for it. Of course, ma'am. Absolutely. Okay. No, it's fine. Thank you, Olarato. Thank you. All right. Okay, peeps. All right, let's calculate for P. P is going to equal to A over 1 plus I to the power of N, which is equal to 5,980 over 1 plus 9% to the power of, remember how many years it is? It's from 2015 up until 2018. Let me just see if I've got this right. If you put the money, no, I'm lying. Teacher Nels, look here. So he puts the correct amount of, he puts the same amount of money in 2016, right? From 1st of December up until 1st of December 2017, that's 1 year. And then from 1st of December 2017 up until 1st of December 2018, that's only 2 years. That's 2 years. From 2016 up until 2018, that's only 2 years. So our N in this case is going to be 2. All right. Okay. So get me an answer, peeps. What do we get? Okay, good. I also get the same answer. I've got 5,033, comma, 25. Right, okay. Cool. All right, so this is how much we know he initially put in, right? In fact, I think I may be lying. Am I lying, teacher Nels? I don't think this is how the question needs to go.
Let's see.
It should be less than this. It should be about half. I think he may have put in 2,500. Right. Okay. Sorry, Pamela. Yes, friends. Sorry. Okay. So sorry. I didn't mean to. Okay. So here's the thing. So we know that he's put in the same amount twice into the same account again and again, right? So what that tells us is then that he should have put in the same amount. And if the amount that we've been given here is 5,033, we can't split it right down the middle. What we have to assume here is that 33 Rand and 25 cents, to an extent, is...
We can't divide it by 2 because he made 2 equal payments.
Yes, okay, correct. However, for that first year, that first equal payment will still earn interest.
Yeah, but the final amount here is for the money that he deposited, and that's the money we calculated interest on, so that you will end up with 5,980. But the question says, I plan to invest equal amounts into a savings account on 1st of December and 2016, and then 1st of December 2017, which means he deposited money 2 times.
Correct. Which means that there were 2 different amounts that accumulated to
equal
that
amount. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
But the total
So
amount will be that we have to divide it by 2.
Okay. All right.
5,000.
So if we take the 5,033 and we divide it by 2, right? I need somebody to pick up a calculator and divide by 2 for me.
Yeah, because it says on each occasion.
Yes, okay. All right. I know. Then sometimes the math isn't that easy. Okay, all right. So the Tepile says if we divide by 2, we get 2,516,62. All right. So here's what happens, teacher Nels, if we use this amount, right? Let's take this as year 1. If this is year 1, we're going to get 2,516,62, 1 plus 9% interest, and we're only going to do this for 1 year. Now, if we calculate what that's going to be for 1 year, 2,416,62, open brackets, 1 plus 9%, we're going to get 2,743,12, because it's 1158,12. Now, we're going to have to take this amount and add 2,516,62 to it, right? Because this was year 1. At year 2, we're going to add these 2 amounts. This is 2017. So we're going to have to take that and add 2,516,62. And that's going to give us 5,259,74. And then we put that through the same process again. That's 9%. And that gives us 5,733. So we've missed the mark. All right, so we've missed it. All right, so it is a little bit more complicated than we get. Okay, I'm sorry, Utukeng. Yes, it's quite the tricky question. I'll give it that. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Now the problem is if we use the other question, right? Or if we use the other method, then it's a method that you guys have never seen before. So there must be an easier way to do this.
Yeah, now I feel like it's like you have to do like a simultaneous equation as well.
Yes, I think it might include simultaneous equations, but also now it's getting a bit convoluted, and that's what I didn't want. That's what I did not want. I didn't want it to get convoluted. No, Isayan, no maths lit for you. Okay, all right. We're gonna pop this question. I'm gonna figure it out. Okay, because I know that if I use the future value formula, I'm gonna find the answer, right? But it definitely is it's a series question on top of that, right? Because future value is also series. But we're gonna pop this, and Mem will come back. I will come back. So if you're in an exam, this is the part where you're like, I'm gonna come back to this one. Okay. How, Mawande, how? This is part of math, trust me. It's actually more matric maths than anything, but it is part of a grade 10 paper. All right, let's learn something a little bit new. Okay, so everybody, up on your feet. We're all gonna stretch for a second before we learn something new. I know, Tabelo, I'm not winning today. All right, everybody, let's stretch. Hands up. All the way up top. And to the side. And to the other side. And then me stretching, knowing I avoided the gym the whole day. Because my personal trainer, my trainer called me in the morning, and he was like, "Where are you?" And I was like, "I'm not coming." I didn't go to the gym. He can punish me tomorrow. He can punish me tomorrow. Okay, all right. So let's talk about this very quickly. All right. So let's say, for instance, guys, I take 1,000 rand. If I take 1,000 rand to the bank, if I take up 1,000 rand to the bank, and the bank offers me an interest rate of 12% per annum. What does this PA stand for? What does PA or per annum actually mean? Okay, Oratile, I'll go back in just a little bit. Correct. It means per year. Good, per year. So if I'm going to put my money into the account, right? And they offer me 12% interest per annum. What happens when you say to the bank, I'll be back after 6 months? I'll be back to fetch my money after 6 months. Does that mean you don't get any interest? Because what they've given you here is an annual interest rate. They've given you an annual interest rate. Okay, so what does this actually mean about the interest rate that you're going to get for those 6 months if you're coming in to fetch your money after 6 months? Yeah, good. It almost sounds like they should give you a half or correct. Mfundo and Buche, you guys are unbelievable. Good. Right. We would think that it would have to be 12%. But remember, when we're looking at this interest rate, it needs to be fair. It needs to be fair. So we can't just say 6%, because 6% is going to yield something completely different than if I just had 12% for even 6 months. That 12% is going to make me more money than what 6% would. So what we do with this kind of calculation is we look at something called compounding periods, right? compounding periods. And that's what we're looking at over here. All right, compounding periods. Now, this formula that ma'am has written down here, the one that teacher Coco's got here, looks very familiar. It looks like the compound formula, the compound interest formula. The only difference is that I've added M. And this M that I've added over here is for our compounding period. Okay, now what that means, same down here, same, exactly the same. All right, what that means is, depending on how they're going to offer you the interest rate on the compounding period, you just add the M in there. So I've filled in a couple of them. If we look at M being compounded annually, we know that our M is going to be 1. Biannually means 2. So biannually would mean that our M would be 2. What if we said quarterly? If something was compounded quarterly, what would M be equal to? Quarterly. Be careful, it's not 3. Quarterly means 4, correct. Quarterly means 4 times in the year. Good, so quarterly is 4. All right, what about monthly? What about monthly? Correct, Abigail, that's in Mhlengi, good. It's 12. Monthly would be 12 times per year, right? 12 times per year. What about weekly? What would our M be weekly? Correct, that's it. It's 52 weeks because there are 52 weeks in a year. Good. And daily, what about something compounded daily? Good. 365. We had a bit of a discrepancy about this in the other class. They were like 355 or 366. Just for the financials, we're just going to stick with 365. Okay, and the reason it's not 7 and it's 52 is because the interest rate they offer you is per annum. And remember, we said per annum means yearly. So if they're telling us that our interest rate is compounded weekly, we need to ask ourselves, how many weeks are there in a year? Okay. What we're doing is we're looking at how many weeks there are in a year. Okay. Okay, all right, excellent. Okay, let's look at this first question down here. It's a pretty easy question, right? It says here, Tepo invests 40,000 Rand for 5 years at 16% per annum compounded monthly. All right, so we're going to do our APIN very quickly, APIN, but instead of stopping at N, I'm going to include M as well, right? So our accumulated amount is what we're looking for. Our P is going to be 40,000. Our interest rate would be 16%. What is our N and what is our M? Anybody want to fill in our number of years and our compounding period for us? Anatita.
Hi.
Hello, Anatita. All right, do you want to fill in N for us and M for us?
Our M is going to be our monthly, which is 12 months.
Good, 12. And our N would be?
5 years.
5 years, good. All right, I want you to put this into an equation for us that we can actually put in our calculators. So I'm going to go A is equal to, what would I put on my calculator?
40,000.
Good, 40,000.
Open bracket 1 plus 0.16.
Good. Over?
Over 12.
Good, over 12.
Close bracket.
Good.
To the power of 5 times 12.
Beautiful. To the power of 5 times 12. All right. And I want you to punch that into your calculator and give us an answer, please.
All right, this is going to take a while to punch it. Can I say?
I know.
Somebody wants to answer in the chat, please.
But make sure you get the right answer because like somebody didn't write the correct answer. So make sure you're looking at the correct answer.
Okay. So plus 0.16 divided by 12 bracket to the power of 5 times 12. Oh, so it's going to give us, what is this? 51,000. 51,000, wait, 500 and what? 512,864.
Oh, I'm not 100% sure about that. Not 100% sure.
I'm using a different type of calculator.
Okay, well, the answer we're looking for is 88,552,28, right?
Yeah,
And most of the time when things like that kind of happen, it's normally because sometimes we forgot to write a 0,16, or we forgot to divide by 12, or we multiplied instead of taking it to the power of. Okay, so have a look. Somewhere you'll find that somewhere we've just forgotten something quite important. Or maybe have you added one too many zeros? It sounds like you might have added one too many zeros.
Maybe. Let me see. Oh no, calculator's still giving me the same thing. It's a different type of calculator. I'm using a Sharp, the scientific calculator, the weird ones. Outdated. Very, very
Okay,
different.
all right. Okay. Do you just wanna DM Teacher Nelly? Maybe she can help you out with your Sharp calculator. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure what's happening, and maybe she can work you through how to use the I agree though. Yeah, Sharp calculators are kind of weird ones. I've never known how to use them, so I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so maybe maybe yeah, maybe message Teacher Nels. All right.
It's fine.
All right, cool. I know, but for those of you who got the correct answer, well done. Give me a thumbs up if how to find the answer though. Is it difficult? Give me a thumbs up if it's okay, thumbs down if it's no. Somebody's saying, how did we get 0,16? Well, if our interest rate is 16%, Keegan, if our interest rate is 16%, that's the same as 16 over 100 because it's a percentage. Okay, it's 16 over 100, so we divide by 100 and we should get 0,16. Okay. All right, peeps. Okay, here's your next challenge. All right, so we're going to answer all these 4 questions, A, B, C, and D, but we're going to be using the same amount of, we're going to be using the same principal amount, the same interest rate, the same number of years. The only thing that's going to change is the compounding period, right? So it says here, 24,000 Rand is deposited into a savings account for 10 years at an interest rate of 11.5% per annum. Calculate how much is in the savings account at the end of 10 years in each of the following cases. And now they've changed up all the compounding periods. I'm going to put the formula here again. A is equal to P open brackets 1 plus interest rate over M to the power of N times M. All right. When you guys are done, put your favorite emoji in the chat. I'm going to answer the lady's question. Do we always have to put the percentage on decimal point, or do you choose? You can choose. I'm going to be honest with you, Naledi. This is my calculator. I don't know if you can see. I always put the percentage. I look for the percentage button on my calculator and I actually click percent, because sometimes you'll find that the interest rate is actually 0,06 and then you write 0,6. So to make no mistakes, I type in the percent button because I don't want to make those kinds of mistakes. So I just put it in. Okay. Annually means once a year. So annually M is equal to 1. Okay, maybe let's move this down. that out. Yeah, Fundo, that was quick. Entle, favorite emoji. Other Entle. Hey, this is gonna get confusing again. Two Tiamos, two Entles. Sure. Two Amogelangs. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Sure. No, Mawande and Ano, I feel like you guys have a market on yourselves, unfortunately. Two Yandisas. Some of y'all are just out here lying. Y'all are lying. All right. Okay. I've got enough positive responses. I've got enough positive responses. Let's get started on this. All right. I want you guys to double check your answers for me. All right. For the first one, for the interest is compounded annually, I get 71,000. Excuse me, 71,278,72. That's what I get first. Right. That's for compounded annually. Give me a thumbs up if you got the same answer, everyone. Excellent. All right, for compounded quarterly, I got 74,577,05. That's compounded quarterly. Compounded monthly, I get 75,382,74, right? And for compounded daily, I get 75,782,90 cents. Give me a number out of 4. How much did you guys get out of 4? Hi, Ente. Of 4. Hi, Ente.
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to ask, how did we get what was it? 74,577,05.
Okay, what decimals did you have at the end?
I had 74,577,04.
Was it not 0449? Was it not 0449?
It was.
9. Well, this 9 will change that 4 into a 5. Well, this 9 will change that 4 into a 5.
Oh, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. All right. All right, peeps. Okay, excellent. We're going to try one more question. This one down here, and then we're going to call it because it's actually time. It's actually quiz day. So we're not going to spend too much time. Okay. Slay Queen, there's no such thing. And we don't say those things. We don't say those things. Okay. We do not. We don't use such words. They have no space here. All right. Let's try this first one up here. All right. It says here, 3,000 is deposited into a savings account for 5 years. The interest for the first 2 years is 9.5% per annum, compounded quarterly, and it is then increased to 10.2 per annum, compounded monthly. Calculate the amount of accumulated at the end of 5 years. So This is a bit much because there's a lot of things happening over here, right? There's a lot of things happening. But we know that this person is going to put money into an account now or today, right? And when are they going to take their money out? After how many years, guys? After how many years? Good, Boucher, good. After 5 years. So we're going to call now or today, we're going to call today T0. T0 is today. Okay. We know that today they're going to put 3,000 Rand in. Okay. And at the end of the 5th year, T5, we must have some sort of amount that comes out. Now, we have a bit of an issue. Somewhere in between here, something happens. At what year do things start changing? After how many years? Correct. After T2 years, right? So we're going to go to T2. And we're going to split our calculation into 2 because we know that we're going to have 2 different calculations, right? So we know that for the first 2 years over here, our interest rate is 9.5%. And what is our M value over here? What is the M value? I will in just a second, Oratilwe. What is our M value here? Correct. Oh, Boucher, you are on fire. Correct. It's 4. Because the question says the interest for the first 2 years is 9.5% per annum compounded quarterly. So our M for the first 2 years is going to be 4. Right. And then after that, it says that our interest rate is 10.2%. What is our M value here? Correct. Sure, Boucher. Well done. That's it, Mawande. Well done, Oguhle and Naledi. Good. Our M is going to equal to 12. Now, something else is going to change as well. Our N values are going to change. The N for those first 2 years is going to be different from the N over here. What is the number of years from T0 to T2? What is our number of years? 2. Correct. It's 2. From here, from T0 to T2, our N is 2. But we then need to be careful because from T2 up until T5, how many years is that? What is our N over there? 3, correct. It is equal to 3, right? So we're going to do 2 separate calculations, guys. Let's start with the first one. Let's start with this first calculation, guys. Put that into a calculator and get me an answer. Remember the formula. A is equal to P open brackets 1 plus our interest rate over our compounding period to the power of N times M. Okay, find me an answer, guys. Pop your answer in the chat when you're ready. So we're going to have 3,000 open brackets 1 plus 9.5% over 4 to the power of 2 times 4. Give me an answer, peeps. Well done, Retsepile. Oh, no. N times M. Yes. Well done, Boucher. Let's wait for everybody else to catch up. All right. Okay, cool. All right. I get the same answer as most of you, 3,619.70. Because we have 69999 recurring, that 9 is going to change the 6 into a 7. So we'll get 0.70. Good. But guys, this is at the end of year 2. What do we do with this amount now? This is at the end of year 2. What are we going to do with this end of year 2 amount? What are we adding? Or what does this amount become? This becomes something, it's A now, correct, Mawande, good. It's our A value now, right? Because we've just calculated it. But what must it be for the next 3 years for that calculation over there? It's no longer A, correct. It's going to become our initial amount. Well done, Siamtanda. It becomes P. This then becomes our P for our next calculation for the next 3 years. So we're then going to go A is equal to 3619,70, open brackets, and then we're going to fill in the information for the next 3 years. We're going to have 1 plus 10,2% over 12, close brackets, to the power of, now our N is 3 times 12, because now we're not compounding quarterly, we're compounding monthly. So punch that into a calculator, guys, and give me an answer. Sure, you guys are like lightning fast. Beautiful, excellent. All right. The answer that we get there is 4,909,1. And that is 100% the answer we were looking for. Well done, guys. Okay.